The market has changed around entertainment discovery in the past year, I think for a number of reasons. There's so much more content available on demand, and the other over-the-top services are becoming more and more prominent, that I think there's a big challenge for service providers and other people providing that video content to not create a one-size-fits-all interface, which is going to be very difficult to get through that massive amount of content. So in discovery, people are trying to figure out how can they personalize and make those experiences dynamic and relevant to each viewer in front of the screen. I think with Rovi, which they acquired Vivio, which has search and recommendations and overall personalization technology, which has been powered by a knowledge graph that really helps Rovi to move towards this direction of making every screen dynamic and relevant, and understanding not just the content that's available, which they have, but the context at any moment for each user, and really understanding the consumer better. So when you put those three together, I think you get the ability to have a much more dynamic and relevant interface. So I think that's how Rovi's really addressed it, is building it from the data up to make it much more dynamic, personalized, and relevant through search and recommendations. There's almost too much choice, and it's not as though we want less choice, we just want to be able to wade through it better. So how do you take from all that choice what's relevant to me, or what would be relevant to me at this one moment, or on this screen, or in front of this TV? So I think that's really the big challenge, and consumers, I think I've heard statistics that consumers would rather have a better search than they would recommendations, but I don't think that's the ultimate end game. It just means they're that challenged to find, when they know what they want, to go through the systems to find it. So the real goal here is going to be a complete solution where your search is fast, it's relevant, it's personalized, as well as before you go to search, you see a screen that's already picking up on what you've done in the past, what you're interested in, finding even little things that you may have expressed an interest on Facebook or Twitter, and seeing how that relates to content that you might be able to watch at that time. For the personalized discovery solution, we're trying to see the full picture of the user and apply that to all the contents available in the right context at the right time. So we're able to figure out dynamic favorite channels for users based on the time of day and what's been happening in front of that TV. We're able to provide them with personalized genres of content that can extend to 1,000 different distinct genres that are tailored to what you've watched or what you've been interested in. We're even pushing it towards social networks to enable users to authenticate with Facebook or to provide their Twitter credentials and see exactly what they've expressed interest in those networks, and then bring content that's available to them when they're in front of the screen that's related to that. And so it's beyond just preference-based collaborative filtering. That's an important tool, but it extends beyond that. It's using all the metadata, all the tools available in order to make the right choice at the right time, give the users the right content. With the voice solution for Rovi, we think of the analogy of almost Alta Vista back in the day to Google, when you had to think about how do I craft my search query, and then you made the query. And Google gave you that ability to just type your query and go. We think voice should be the same way. I shouldn't have to think about what it is I need to say. I think with Amazon, they're not opening up the full breadth of what is available in the way that people might say it, or that they might be looking for. And we make it available for them so that they can just say what it is they're thinking. They can dig down deep, so they can say it in a bunch of different ways. They can say the title of the movie, they can mention the role a character plays in the movie, just an actor, to find what it is they're looking for. And I think that's really what we have to get to, is where you just speak natural and freely, and even have a conversation. So the ability to follow up a question is only natural with what you see on the screen. I think that's an important piece of it as well. So I think those are differences from what I can tell based on the reviews I've seen. Yeah, we're excited to see all the emphasis around voice, especially in the living room with television commercials, and I think the latest one has been Amazon's Fire TV, which has received mixed reviews. We think the challenge there is for users to be able to just speak naturally as they're trying to figure out what it is they want to watch. And we really like to use the knowledge graph to help us understand what it is users are saying. So they can speak in any way they want, but we want to detect in what they've said, what are the entities that are out there in the video space that they may be looking for. And that can be very rich and varied. You could refer to just a sports team in order to find a certain game, or you could be looking for a movie by asking for the actor. You might even not know the actor's name and be thinking of the role. Just yesterday I saw the movie poster for Enough Said, and I tried to refer to someone else of the movie, and I had to say, you know, the one with Tony Soprano and Elaine from Seinfeld. you want to be able to build a system that you could say that to the TV and it would know you were looking for that movie. So we think that's the challenge and what we're bringing to the table, and also to have a conversation. So if you see a set of results, be able to respond back to dig deeper or to go further, so to navigate around using voice. So we're excited about what we're bringing to the table, and we think it is really the future in how user interfaces are going to become that much easier.